So given the equation, we're going to fill in this table below. So I need to fill in numbers here, 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 and here. So 4 numbers I need to figure out. So what's the equation? Here's the equation. 3x minus 2y equals 18. So this is our first equation we've seen where we have 2 variables. Okay, variable in 2 equations, it's linear. Okay, there's no squared powers. So when I look at this, I literally look and I say, okay, I need to find the ordered pair here, the ordered pair here, the ordered pair there, and then there. So how do I do this? Well, the first one, I plug a 0 in where I see y. Okay, so I take this equation, 3x minus 2y equals 18. Okay, and I substitute y was 0. Okay, and then I solve for x. So what do I have? I have 3x, and then this becomes 0 equals 18. If I divide both sides by 3, I get x equals 6. So what goes here? And x equals 6 goes there. Okay. Next up, to get this value in here, I look and I say, all right, what is y when x is 0? So literally, I'm going to take my equation again. Okay. And I'm going to replace x with 0 because that's the 0 there. Okay. And when I do that, that gives me 0. So that's minus 2y equals 18. Divide by negative 2. I get y equals negative 9. So here, this becomes negative 9. All right. Now this next one says set x equal to 1. So set x equal to 1. So that's what I'm going to do. If I set x equal to 1, then this is going to be a 1 here for x. And so that gives me 3 minus 2y equals 18. Subtract 3. I get negative 2y equals 15. Divide by negative 2. So y is negative 15 over 2. If you get a fraction, don't be like, oh my gosh, I must have done something wrong. It's perfectly fine to get fractions. That's probably one of the big differences between high school and college. You're going to get answers that have fractions. It's not going to be some pretty old whole number. Okay, that doesn't really work out in real life. So the last one here, it says when y equals 1, what is x? That's the question, right? That's what we're trying to figure out right here. Okay, so I want to know what is x when y equals 1. So once again, I'm going to take my equation and I'm going to replace y with 1. Okay, and when I do that, I get 3x minus 2 equals 18. Add 2. Get 3x equals 20. Divide by 3. Once again, I get a fraction. So this is equal to 20 divided by 3. 20 divided by 3. So that's how we fill in the boxes right here. Okay, so that's how you fill in that table. So let's do one more of those, and we'll do one that's not linear. That way you'll see what to do in that scenario too. So let's do x equals y squared. Okay, so I'm going to make a box, and I'm going to put an x and a y. Okay, so I'm going to do 0, 2 square root 2, 36, and negative square root 3. Okay, negative square root 3. Okay. So let's see if we can't figure out those values. So the first one I'm going to do is when x is 0, what is y? All right, so if x is 0, that means we have 0 equals y squared. Now, when I square root to solve for y, I have a plus or minus. So y is equal to square root of 0, which is 0. So plus or minus 0, guess what, guys? That's still 0. So this is just one answer of 0 right there. Okay? The next one, y is equal to 2 square root 2. So I have x equals parentheses 2 square root 2 squared. So 2 square root 2 squared, that is 2 squared times square root 2 squared. So that's 4 times, well, square of the square root is just itself. And so that equals 8. So this number that goes in here is just 8. Right? Next up, we have x equal to 36. So I have 36 equals y squared. When I do this, I need to take the square root. If I take the square root, I have a plus and a minus. Square root of 36 is 6, so y is equal to plus or minus 6. So my answer is plus and minus 6 there. Okay? So there's 2 answers for that. So if you wanted to make 2 boxes, you could. I didn't ask you to here, but you definitely could do that. So if we made 2 boxes out of this, okay, so the other 36, you'd have a negative 6, then you'd have a positive 6. Okay, but you can just put the plus or minus and you'll be just fine. The last one is when y is equal to negative square root of 3. So x equals negative square root of 3 squared. When I square a negative, it becomes positive. So negative 1 squared times square root 3 squared. So that's 1 times 3, which is just 3. So there's only one solution that way. So sometimes you have more than one solution. So just wanted you to see how to handle that scenario there. So if they don't give you 2 boxes for 36, then you just put the plus or minus in the 1 and you'll be just fine. Okay?